Have you noticed that you can't focus as well as you did a few years back? Well, you're not the only one. Every study points out the fact that people have shorter and shorter attention spans and can't focus like they did 10, 20 years ago. But why? Today I want to tell you how to improve your attention spans and why it might be a bigger problem than you think. Now, before getting to the practical advice, let me tell you a fact. The average human attention span in 2026 is 8.25 seconds. That's smaller than a goldfish attention span, which is 9 seconds. So do you realize that humans have lower attention span than a literal goldfish that stares at you while swimming and doesn't even know where the hell he's at? Do you realize how bad it is? Hopefully that information made you feel bad, because you need to feel bad. You need to realize how bad the problem has become. And now I want to tell you a story. About a few months ago, I bought the book Stolen Focus: Why You Can't Pay Attention by Yona Hari, and I've learned so much about attention spans and why people can't focus and why can't you get in the flow state. And I want to tell you the main things I've learned from that book and some practical advice that I've learned that you can apply as well to improve your life and your attention span. So this guy, Yona Hari, bought one-way ticket to some island in the US, and he wanted to do an experiment. He wanted to see how his life would change if he went on an island alone with no access to the internet. And all he had, I think, was a phone that he could call people or something like that. But the main point was that he didn't have access to video games or social media or anything related to that area of life. And he had, I think, a house near the beach, and he wanted to see, okay, how would my life change if I didn't use my phone, my laptop, my TV, and all I did was just live in the real world, read some books, spend some time with real people in the real world. And what he found was really interesting. In the first couple of days, his brain literally tried to fight back, I think. He wanted to quit, he wanted to get on social media, get on the internet back. It was really, really hard, really tough. But after a week or two or something like that, he really got along with this type of life. And he said it made his existence, his life, much better than before. And in this book, he outlined some causes of our degrading attention span and ability to focus. And I'm gonna go through some of them and the most important ones and what you can do against them. So, number one, short form content and scrolling. This basically trains your brain to about every 3, 4, 5, or 10 seconds, let's say, that's probably the average TikTok or Instagram reel, to switch your focus and think about something new. And that's 100% how we got the 8.25 second attention span. Now, what can you do? In my personal opinion, you should uninstall TikTok, or maybe if even Instagram if you're like more hardcore about it. But I think TikTok is really like the basic. Maybe Instagram you can keep, I don't know for what reason, but for me I find it pretty hard to have Instagram and to not scroll. So yeah, that's number one. Try to keep the short form content as low as possible, and I would even recommend zero short form content. Now, number two, this might surprise some people, and it's your diet. Your diet actually is really important for attention span and for your ability to focus. If you eat junk food or unhealthy food, you'll basically get something called brain fog, in which your brain literally can't think clearly or as good as it could. Now, if you eat junk food consistently or eat candies, you will probably see a big difference if you stop completely. let's say go for a week or two of no junk food or candies or sugar or anything, and after you go eat some junk food, you will see a big difference. So improve your diet, guys. Drink water, eat real food, eat meat, eat eggs, eat vegetables, eat some fruits. Have a balanced diet, but definitely focus more on the protein and eggs and meat. Now for number 3, we have sleep. Sleeping is very important for basically every part of your life, and that also includes attention span and your ability to focus. So the basic advice you've probably heard is sleep 8 hours, but you're probably not even doing that. So your first step is probably to sleep 8 hours. After you do that, let me give you some more tips on how you can improve your sleep. Number 1, don't eat a few hours before going to bed. Let's say 4 hours before going to bed. Number 2, try to avoid screens 1 hour before bed. And if you do look at screens, make sure you have the grayscale no blue light filter on your phone, on your laptop, on your everything. Okay? Number 3, go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. And yes, that includes weekends. You will see that you will fall asleep faster and wake up without an alarm, and it's just gonna be the best feeling ever when you wake up and you don't feel tired. Those are probably the main tips for sleep, but make sure to, number 1, sleep 8 hours, and that's a part where most people get it wrong. You don't need 8 hours in bed. Like, let's say you want to wake up at 6 a.m. If you need 8 hours, the average Joe will tell you, okay, so just go to bed at 10 p.m., bro. It's nothing that complicated. But no, because you don't fall asleep instantly. And you probably won't go to bed at 10 p.m. Maybe 10 p.m., somewhere like that.